Why do Stormtroopers have such bad aim? Well, the answer's simple, really. They don't. Now I know many of you are going, wait a minute, we've seen Stormtroopers repeatedly missing their targets throughout the movies and the TV shows. There are even memes about how terrible they are. As true as that may be, there are many factors to consider which have led many to believe that Stormtroopers are far less accurate than they actually are. To prove my point, I'll be using references and lore from both Legends and New Canon. We'll start by debunking one of the most popular beliefs as to why Stormtroopers miss so often: their armor. Many like to blame Stormtrooper helmet design for Stormtroopers' lack of accuracy, using scenes of both Luke Skywalker in Episode 4, A New Hope,
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
And Rex in Rebels,
This helmet! I can't see!
complaining that they are unable to see out of their helmets as evidence, but there's a reason for this. A Stormtrooper's armor, especially their helmet, is actually quite advanced. When powered, the helmet provides infrared vision and standard targeting assist systems, actually helping improve accuracy. Later models even include polarizing and anti-flash lenses, keeping them from being blinded naturally or by weaponry, along with holographic vision processors, which allowed a Stormtrooper to see through darkness, smoke, and fire. With that being said, the reason why neither Luke nor Rex are able to access any of these features, rendering the helmets almost useless to them, is because each helmet requires a specific code that is provided by a central system. The Empire did this on purpose, to help prevent piracy and potential infiltration. Without the proper code, seeing through a Stormtrooper's helmet is like wearing heavily tinted sunglasses while indoors. You're not going to see much of anything. Then there are the commonly referenced scenes where Stormtroopers are seen firing at our heroes, but missing every shot, during the escape from the Death Star, Cloud City, and so on. Even these instances have in-universe and canon explanations. When we see our heroes escaping the Death Star in Episode 4, they're able to flee unharmed, despite being under constant blaster fire. It's assumed that it's because the Stormtroopers are inept, but the real reason for this is actually revealed moments later, when Princess Leia states that they were allowed to leave.
That doesn't sound too hard. They let us go. It's the only explanation for the ease of our escape.
This is confirmed by Grand Moff Tarkin almost immediately after, when he questions whether or not the tracking beacon placed on the Millennium Falcon will truly lead them to the rebels.
Sure, the homing beacon is secure aboard their ship. I'm taking an awful risk, Vader. This had better work.
The Stormtroopers were given orders not to kill, thus why they were laying down suppressive fire instead, so that our heroes would believe that they were successfully getting away. Which brings us to just about every other time that the heroes are able to avoid getting shot throughout Star Wars. The simplest and most boring explanation is plot armor. I mean, if Stormtroopers were allowed to be as accurate as they truly are, we'd never get beyond Episode 4, because they would all be dead. Proof of their marksmanship can be seen from the very beginning, with the assault on the Tantive IV Corvette at the start of Episode 4. The moment that Stormtroopers breach the door, they're able to take out several rebel soldiers with minimal casualties in the process, and even hit Princess Leia with a single stun blast. They may not hit their intended target with every single shot, but no soldier is perfect, and this is before the advances in technology that allowed Stormtrooper helmets to see through smoke. And who can forget the scene with all the dead Jawas at the Sandcrawler? Luke is certain the Tusken Raiders are responsible for the gruesome attack, but Ben Kenobi points out that the blast points are too accurate for Sand People.
Only Imperial Stormtroopers are so precise.
This just further proves that the Stormtroopers are a lot more accurate than we've been led to believe, but the true reason why they miss so often isn't because of plot armor, it's the Cosmic Force. For those unfamiliar with the concept of the Cosmic Force, it is one aspect of the Force itself, along with the living Force that we see the Jedi and the Sith use so often. I may explain the Force in greater detail in a future video, so if that's something you're interested in seeing, please let me know down in the comments below. In the meantime, the Cosmic Force is what surrounds everything, working almost like a force of nature. It can subtly manipulate everything within it, such as blaster fire. The Cosmic Force will sometimes favor individuals that it feels will make a difference in bringing back balance to the galaxy. This is why it helps out our heroes when the dark side, and other evil forces at play, have tipped the balance strongly in their favor. As crazy as that sounds, we have all the movies and TV shows as proof. The greatest example of this is during Rogue One. During the Battle of Scarif, we see Stormtroopers picking off soldiers left and right. The situation only gets worse for the rebels when the Death Troopers arrive, which are the equivalent of special ops. We're shown that these Death Troopers are even more accurate and dangerous than the standard Stormtrooper, as they take out multiple rebel soldiers, pinning down the remaining forces. Then we have the scene with Bodhi Rook where he's desperately calling out for assistance with boosting the signal, so that the rebels can receive the plans for the Death Star. All it takes is for one soldier to make it to the console and power it on, a task that seems almost impossible at this point. Chirrut Imwe takes the risk and walks, not runs, towards the console, while repeating, "I am one with the Force is with me." None of the Death Troopers can touch him, despite us being shown moments ago that they are more than capable of hitting their intended target. It's not until after he flips the switch that one of the Death Troopers is able to hit the console itself, killing Chirrut with the explosion. The Cosmic Force protected him until he completed his role in the greater scheme of things. This is why Stormtroopers are seen as the laughingstock of the galaxy. They couldn't hit a target if their life depended on it, rather than the fearsome Imperial military force that they truly are. Their poor accuracy isn't due to faulty armor or lack of training. They are either following orders or there's greater forces working against them. So remember that the next time you run into a Stormtrooper. You better hope that the Cosmic Force has your back, otherwise you're a goner. And I hope this provided some insight as to why it's perceived that Stormtroopers have such bad aim. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, dinging that bell to remain notified whenever a new video is released. Also, let us know what your thoughts are on everything I've discussed. What variation of Stormtrooper or unit is your favorite? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all other forms of social media we have listed in the video description. Join the ReadyComicsRoll Discord server to chat with the ReadyComicsRoll crew and other rollers about all the geeky stuff we all love. Follow us on Twitch, and join us when we live stream throughout the week. If you'd like to see us grow, be sure to head over to our Patreon page and become a patron today. And, as always, may the Force be with you.